A blessed and pleasant day to all of you watching Agenda. You are watching us either via Signal TV, channels 8 and 250. And for those of you who are in areas abroad and some far-flung area, well, you are probably watching us via facebook.com/one news page. Parang slide, ano? You can also watch our replays and watch us live on YouTube. Just enter One News PH. You can also watch us if you have downloaded the Signal Play app, and you can reach us by SMS via SMS 0968 704 7736. I'm sure Team Agenda will be flashing that contact number on the screen. Today is May 25, 2021. It's a Tuesday. Medyo parang mabagal ang araw dahil sa tag-araw. It's been a hot week or past few days, and mercifully, we have had thunderstorms in the evening, so medyo malamig naman sa gabi. The problem is most people are now catching colds, coughs, and paranoia. Paranoid kasi di nila alam kung na-COVID na sila o hindi. Kalma lang po, kalma. So today we are going to continue our program doing what we do best, and that is meeting and speaking with people in authority, people of interest, and people who have dedicated their lives serving the country and the public. Okay, but before we go into our interviews, let me go to the front page of the Philippine Star, where I also write a column in the opinion columns. For today, May 25, 2021, sellers of vaccines and slots face prosecution according to Malacanang. The COVID-19 tally as of yesterday was 4,973. And in an SWS survey, 63% of Pinoys prefer US-made vaccines. The main headline, Department of Health rejects vaccine priority for NCR Plus, and report Wuhan Virus Center staff got sick in the fall of 2019. So yun po, no, lilinawin natin yon na yung sa Wuhan 2019 pa pala. And below, on the lower half of the Philippine Star, SMC opens Skyways Quirino southbound exit. A Pinoy seaman, one of the 12 Pinoy seamen with Indian COVID variant, has passed away. The World Health Organization backs vaccine brand blind policy. Sabi natin noon generic, sinabi ng iba agnostic, ngayon naman vaccine brand blind policy. Medyo delikado yan na isa na naman yan. Rainy season almost here according to Pag-asa. Kanya ako naman ay nagmamadaling magtapos ng mga project. Manila Bay watershed violators flagged, and ewan ko, mukhang litrato yun ng helicopter. Di ko maintindihan. Medyo mahina na yung mata natin. But let's go now to the stories behind the headlines of the front page. The Health Department rejects the proposal of the Octa Research Group to allocate 90% of vaccines to the National Capital Region. The DOH says the proposal is not possible because other regions also need to be given their own supply of vaccines. The agency also cited the declining number of cases in Metro Manila compared to the past 2 months. Okay, next up, still on vaccines, the World Health Organization or WHO expressed support, to the Philippine government's policy of not disclosing vaccine brands prior to the day of vaccination or just before actual vaccination. WHO says all vaccines are effective in preventing severe disease and death. And finally, Malacanang issues a stern warning to sellers of vaccines and vaccine slots. Pala says those found guilty will face criminal charges. The Philippine National Police has so far identified and is currently hunting one suspect in the alleged sale of vaccine slots. Okay, dagdagan ko lang po yung storya na yan mga kaibigan sa mga na-pick up kong ibang storya. Mukhang kwentong kutsero or mukhang scam. Meaning, some jokers, and it's so common nowadays, na-scam nga yung food delivery, di ba? Yung Grab food delivery na-scam. Maraming mga scammer sa mga online sellers, and it's no surprise that somebody attempted to dupe people into believing that they could sell them a slot or a vaccine. Well, at least parang gano'n ang that is the general trend, except maybe for one case na mukhang merong baka nagsumimple, nagnakaw ng vaccine at inaalok. But it is not it is not a syndicate, it is not a major story. Kanya kailangan din po naman kami sa media nag-iingat din sa mga pinapatula namin kasi kung minsan medyo lumalaki yung sunog, wala naman palang dapat pag-usapan. Anyway, today's quote is something I chose because we are surrounded by so many stories about scams, about COVID cases, about people dying and getting sick or poverty, that we need to be reassured that if you have a relationship with the Lord Almighty God, you can count on Him. And this is His promise, which comes from from chapter 46, verse 4 of the book of Isaiah in the Bible. Even to your old age and gray hairs, I am He. I am He who will sustain you. I have made you, and I will carry you. I will sustain you, and I will rescue you. Okay. Kung natatandaan pa nga ninyo yung kanta in the 70s ba yun, noong 80s, yung Ako si Superman, sumakay ka pa. Anyway, let's move forward. Our first interview for today is someone who has a very interesting background. He is a Red Lion. Kumbaga, he graduated from San Beda with a law degree. He actually took training in the Kennedy School in Harvard. He served in multiple capacities in the Ayala Group of companies. And he has been, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Mayor of Cagayan de Oro City since 2013. We have with us Mayor Oscar Moreno of Cagayan de Oro. Mayor, good morning, sir.
Hi, Cito. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Mukhang pagod, sir. I've known you in the past and, lagi kang bibo, pero mukhang ngayon, paus na, puyat pa. Mayor, how's everything in Cagayan de Oro?
Okay naman. There's a local word for it. Kubati.
Kubati.
Laban. Laban lang. Bro.
Oh.
And we have experienced a rise in cases April and May, no? And medyo nga concerning na. And of course, we have also double time on our interventions. Pinaka-importante yung sa hospital system, no? Yung para ma-protect natin ang ating critical care utilization rate. And medyo salamat sa Northern Mindanao Medical Center, sila ang ating main COVID referral hospital. Nag-raise sila ng kanilang level, code level, no? They are now on code red. And what that means is 50% of their capacity is already dedicated sa COVID, no? And then meron din tayong mga private hospitals as early as last year, mga third quarter, yung ating hospitals, including yung private natin, tumatanggap na ng positive. No? In the beginning, it was only NMMC, no? Pero nung pagpabigat ng pabigat, buti naman yung hospital system natin pumayag na ngayon meron na rin sila, no? Although ang arrangement is that generally sa private hospitals including City Hospital and yung Camp Evangelista, yung hanggang moderate cases lang sito, no? Now from moderate to severe to a higher level, NMMC na. Now, what we did 2 months ago, doon sa ating COVID, yung Bayanihan Fund na binigay ng national government, last year, nag-decide ako na we build a facility that initially will be for temporary treatment para sa COVID positive, and then magiging din siya, extension ng NMMC. And eventually, Sito, maging counterpart namin ng San Lazaro, what you have in Manila, para sa infectious diseases, and also our counterpart sa RITM, no? Sa Manila lang. These are the long-term directions, pero na-turnover namin last month in April, and hindi ko inakala by this time, meron na tayong mga 60 COVID positive cases doon, no? Kaya nagpapasalamat ako na we were able to do that. Parang providential na no? Although, admittedly, our cases have been rising, and I have extended our curfew. I have also issued executive orders. Pinagbabawal ko na yung mga birthday celebrations sa beaches, and yung mga poolside parties, foam parties and the like, no?
Yeah.
Lalo na ngayon na summer, no?
Are you,
yeah.
sorry, Mayor Oka, are you having the same problems that Metro Manila and some parts of Luzon are having? Kumbaga, it is now so hard to contain people who want to go to the beach, who want to go to the pools or rivers, kasi parang I feel kumbaga parang naaawa na ako sa mga local official na lahat kayo ang masisisi, pero nasaan ang national government in helping you enforce that policy?
Well, sa akin actually, Sito, siguro ang position ko is hangga't maaari, government should not be too regulatory minded, no, regulation minded, na kahit ang galaw ng tao didiktahan. In-explain ko lang, no, we have been holding daily press briefings since March of last year, except only Sundays, no, and sinasabi ko lang sa ating mga kababayan, no, na kahit na anong klaseng lockdown, kahit na shoot to kill pa ang virus, no, no, ineffective lahat yan dahil hindi natin nakikita ang virus. Nasa tao talaga ang labanan, no? Sabi ko, this is not really a fight between the government and the virus. And the government can only do so little, no matter how what the government does, no? Kagaya niyan ng NMMC, nag-level up na sila ng kanilang preparedness, no? But if the people do not cooperate, hindi rin makaka-cope yung ginagawa ng ating hospital system, no? So I hope the people will cooperate. Sinasabi ko nga na the winning shot here can only be delivered by the people, no? And sa akin lang, hindi ako masyadong comfortable na dictating on the people on what to do. I would rather kung talagang tutulong ang tao, i-embrace nila itong laban as their own, no? And hindi lang sa Cagayan de Oro, even on a wider scale, dahil dito sa atin, it's not just Cagayan de Oro that's experiencing a surge, it's the entire northern Mindanao region. Kaya naintindihan ko si Senator Migs, gusto niya na higpitan ang entire region. I understand that, no? But ang fear ko lang din is yun nga, anong guarantee will it do na mag-slow down, no? Ang ano
It
lang
could,
talaga
it
yung
could
disiplina.
it could create other problems.
Yes, I do realize that. Kaya
Okay, while you were speaking, Mayor Oka, I saw in the video that people were being vaccinated. Earlier, I mean, a few days ago, we interviewed Congressman Rufus Rodriguez, and he was aligned with your position na we need to do everything for the people of Cagayan de Oro. And I think one was to request for more vaccines for CDO. What is the situation for vaccination there? Kasi mukhang ang good news hindi pumayag yung DOH na 90% Metro Manila. Si Jerry Treñas, nagbanta na. Hindi ko kayo kakalimutan.
yeah, although siyempre naintindihan din natin, Cito, ang problema sa Manila. How economic downturn of NCR Plus would affect the national economy, no? We see that, and kaya ang reaction ko nga dyan sa proposal is if that's what the national government thinks, okay lang, we won't take it against them. However, dapat tingnan din nila ang isang anggulo, no? Parang hindi naman hard and fast rule na ganyan. The other angle being, sino yung mga LGUs na efficient? Dahil ang purpose natin is protection, no? And you cannot have protection by mere delivery of vaccines, no? It's a lot more difficult to administer the vaccination rollout than procuring. Sa procurement kasi, although mahirap din, I can understand the problems of Secretary Galvez, no? It's a seller's market talagang, and then yung mga producers before they would sell, sigurado unahin nila yung kanilang mga citizens. So look at what's happening in India, na criticize sila, no? Anyway, ang inaano ko, kaya ang focus namin dito is improve on the efficiency of our vaccination program, no? Kaya sa awa ng Diyos, we had delivered the message already, and kaya as early as mga 2 weeks ago, dahil na-notice ko medyo patingi-tingi yung dating ng bakuna, 300, 500 a day lang ang aming vaccination. Sabi ko, kailan pa tayo matatapos nito, no, with the target market? Kaya
What is your population for Cagayan de Oro?
At least mga
the city.
750, that was five years ago, mga 750,000, no? And then the problem is Cagayan de Oro is a convergent city. And in fact, tingin ko sa vaccination sito, eventually, itong mga urban centers will become vaccination centers. Dahil yun sa countryside, I don't know whether makaya nila, ilan lang ang doktor, yung mga ganon, no?
Wala pang kuryente, walang kalsada.
That's kaya ang ano ko, yan ang sinasabi ko sa ating mga kababayan dito. Kaya I've asked them to volunteer, no? Dahil we need to inject as many as we can, as efficiently as we can, para na we can also cover yung mga residents ng neighboring LGUs.
But how is the acceptance or the demand for vaccines in your jurisdiction?
In the beginning, it was high, Sito. It was very high and very, very encouraging. Marami pa nga tumatawag sa akin, no, na nakikiusap. Hindi mo naman pwedeng i-break yung protocol ng DOH, no? So, kahit ako, I could have qualified doon sa frontliners. I waited for my turn as a senior, no? Kaya doon na ako nagpaano sa senior para walang makaangal, no? However, about 2 weeks ago, merong binakunahan dito na senior, 73-year-old, na may heart problem, na moments after na bakunahan, nag-collapse, no? And he passed away. God bless his soul, no? Pero the day after that incident, he was, autopsy was conducted, and the autopsy result showed na walang blood clots, and then yung deteriorated na ang heart condition and some other parts of the body. So the conclusion that was made by the doctor was the vaccination had nothing to do with the death, no?
Yeah.
However, siyempre, marami ring natakot, no? That time, AstraZeneca ang in-inject, no? So, may demand ngayon ng Sinovac. Kahapon may dumating, salamat kay Secretary Galvez and kay Yusek Kabutahe. So, we hope na mag-pick up na naman, no? Dahil mukhang ano nga dito, parang may demand on Sinovac. Although kami naman, in-explain namin na any vaccine is the best vaccine kung available lang, no? Pero palagi ko mag-pick up din.
Okay.
Yes.
Meron akong strategy para sa iyo, Mayor Oka,
Yes,
para pumick
yes,
up yan. Pero let's go for a quick break. When we come back, I'll tell you the tactic here on Agenda. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, you're back here on Agenda. I'm your host, Cito Beltran, and you are watching us via Signal TV channels 8 and 250. And with us for our first interview this morning is the Mayor of Cagayan de Oro City, Mayor Oscar Moreno. Mayor Oka, back to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Alam mo yung strategy kasi I think the reality of COVID-19 has made us come to terms with our mortality. Natatanggap na natin na one way or the other, you know, when it's your time, it's your time. But one thing that seems to scare people is when they find out how much money is going to be spent when they are hospitalized and how difficult it is to be, no, because you know, yung pastor ko, no, a very good friend of mine, he stayed in the hospital for 1 month. His bill is, I think, nearly 2 million pesos. And hanggang ngayon, andun pa rin siya sa bahay niya nga. Gumaling na siya, na-check out na siya, pero hanggang ngayon, confined siya sa kwarto niya because ang recovery pala is anywhere from 6 months to 2 years. So siguro if you gather enough witnesses or testimonies dyan sa Cagayan de Oro, babalik yung interest nilang magpabakuna kasi yung bakuna libre, yung magbayad ka ng 2 million sa ospital ay sasakit ang likod nila. Mayor.
Tama po yan, Cito, no? And of course, ayaw natin na dumating sila sa point na yung severe, no? And kaya ang problema talaga is more doon sa seniors, no?
Yeah.
And kaya dito sa
Why is it a problem for the seniors?
dahil sa comorbidities. Karamihan ng may comorbidities are seniors. Dito sa ating press briefing, halos at least twice, 3 times a week, nagpapalabas tayo ng chart showing nung infection rate, anong edad yung tinamaan, no? Karamihan below 50, no? Karamihan. Pero doon sa mortality, karamihan doon sa seniors level. And halos lahat, more than 90% may comorbidity, no? And kaya noong umpisa pa lang, wala pa yung testing, doon sa unang days ng aming press briefing, doon sa namamatay mismo sa NMMC, yung ating main COVID referral hospital, mataas pa masyado ang negative. Mataas masyado ang negative kaysa positive. No? Although ngayon iba na. Now, what we did to counter that was we encouraged hospitals to do teleconsulta. No? And well, takot pumasok sa hospital. Ang hospital na rin medyo rin worried, tumanggap, kaya may triaging and all that. So, in-encourage namin ang teleconsulta para ma-address yung comorbidity, no? Ngayon, mataas na masyado ang mortality na positive sa COVID, no, kumpara doon sa negative. And then isa pang intervention is yung ating health centers, talagang i-optimize natin ang kanilang gamit, no. So dahil yung NMMC dati halos lahat ng mga anak sa province and sa city nandyan sa NMMC, no? Overloaded na yung mga beds nila. Siguro 4-5 na ka-baby, no? Pero ngayon, last year, because of the arrangement na sila ang magiging main COVID referral hospital sa city, kiusap tayo sa private hospitals, including our city hospital, na tumanggap ng mga panganak, no? And then we also mobilized our health center. So, last year pa lang, Cito, ang ating health centers, maraming deliveries na nangyari, unprecedented levels, no?
Yeah.
Tumaas talaga. And kaya sabi ko nung panahon na yon na ang Universal Healthcare Program is parang setting into motion because of this COVID, no? Although ngayon naman ang problema is with the more cases, siyempre law of averages, dumadami din ang serious, no? So doon tayo na naiilang, doon tayo na-pressure sa mga serious cases. Doon sa asymptomatic, sawa ng Diyos, meron naman tayong mga TTMFs, no? So itong the past several weeks, we have augmented our temporary treatment and monitoring facilities. We have augmented our city isolation units. Normally, yung city isolation units para lang sa mga close contacts, no? Close contacts. Then ang ginagawa namin, pag may positive, contact tracing, i-risk assess yung close contact, yung serious, yung high risk sa close contact, dinadala natin sa CIU. For eventual swabbing after 3-5 days, no?
Are you building these quarantine facilities, or are you tapping the hotels and motels and dormitories na vacant?
Hotels tayo, Cito, and talagang umpisa I thought about the schools, pero sabi ko mukhang yung schools are napaligiran ng mga bahay, no? So
Mhm.
we decided against that and decided using yung hotels, no?
Yeah.
And yung mga inns, mga 2-3 star hotels, and
Yeah. Yeah. Mayor Oka, how would you assess the situation in Cagayan de Oro? Kasi binasa mo yung news o pinakinggan mo yung balita, you get the impression that things are serious in Cagayan de Oro. Are they actually really serious? Are they just elevated cases? Or is it because you didn't have that many cases, now you have many cases, biglang people are paying attention to you?
well, it's a combination, Sito. Admittedly, we are experiencing a surge,
Mhm.
and but we are managing. We are managing, and although ang message ko rin sa ating mga kababayan is, kahit na anong gawin ng gobyerno, no, kahit na ang NMMC will make available 100% of their capacity sa COVID cases, kung ang tao will not discipline themselves, no, kung ang
Mhm.
tao will not restrain themselves, party pa rin, get-togethers pa rin, and all that, talagang the surge will overwhelm all of us. And kung ganun na ang mangyari, sigurado na yung lockdown. You know, I have not declared a lockdown ever since, Sito, no?
Mhm.
And I think that was the right move, no? But hanggang ngayon, sinasabi ko, ayaw ko mag-lockdown, but don't force us. Dahil in the first place, ang lockdown is not for me to decide. It is the national government's role, no?
Mm,
Pero
okay.
I will not recommend it. But help us. Sinasabi ko sa ating mga kababayan na
But how are you enforcing discipline or compliance? Kasi hindi ka nagla-lockdown, pero may mga cases, but you do have executive orders banning social gatherings. How are you implementing the health protocols in the city? Meron ka bang mga marshals, police, etc.?
yes, ang pulis tumutulong naman, and then meron din tayong mga barangay tanods, they have been mobilized, no?
Mhm.
And meron din tayong mga yung disiplina muna teams, and meron din tayong regulatory complaint board, no?
Mhm.
Naawa nga ako sa ating RCB head dahil pupunta sa bars, minumura na, alam mo na, uh, yung fatigue din ng tao, Sito, no? I'm
Correct.
sure you understand that. Gusto nang uminom, kaya sa akin, gusto niya liquor ban. Sabi ko, uh, ano na lang, ganito na lang, during curfew hours, bawal na magbenta ng intoxicating drinks, no? Pero
Mhm.
pero yung mag-impose tayo ng liquor ban, maghahanap din ng paraan yan para, alam mo na,
Yeah. But
ang importante lang talaga yung ang mga tao na mismo ang umiwas, no?
okay.
Umiwas sa mga gatherings.
Well, that's a very liberal, very
Yeah.
democratic distribution of responsibility for people of Cagayan de Oro. The question is, do you have excellent contact tracing facilities or personnel? And what does the contact tracing reveal? Kasi dito sa Southern Luzon, when I interview mayors, they tell me that Sito, ang nagiging problema namin yung in and out ng Metro Manila ng mga employees. People going to work in Metro Manila, coming back here, they're the ones bringing the virus. What about Cagayan de Oro City? Where are the infections taking place, Mayor Moreno?
Yeah. Yeah. Ang base sa ang ating epidemiologist, incidentally, we have a good epidemiologist here, Sito, no? And he's one of the most senior in the region.
Mhm.
And he is part of our press briefing, and in-explain niya. Instantly,
What's his name? Baka magtampo sa'yo, hindi mo na banggit pangalan niya.
Rituya, Dr. Joey Rituya.
Okay, okay.
Although ang ating City Health, baka naman magtampo yung City Health officer niya. si Dr. Lorraine Neri. And
Okay.
meron din tayong other doctors, Dr. William Bernardo, yung in charge sa vaccination, Dr. Ted
Yeah.
Yu, yung parang enforcer sa kanila, Dr. Aleta. And ang daming doktor Sito, no? Sa J. Arbora General Hospital, sa ating City
So,
Health.
yung mga doctors mo ba do they have a strong role or position
Yes.
in the crafting? Kasi nakakapikon yung ang daming nagbibigay ng ideya o opinion, hindi naman doktor. Uh, so that's why I'm asking you that. So
The doctors really are the key, including the Department of Health,
okay.
and then Northern Mindanao Medical Center. No? Doon sa ating daily press briefing, at least 3-4 times a week, merong NMMC representative dyan. And then every Friday, yung research head ng NMMC also joins us. Ini-explain niya ang epidemiological curve, yung mga ganong bagay.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
also an epidemiologist, no? I think
Mayor?
sa medical team, we have a good medical team. Yung contact tracing, yung tinanong mo, I would say we have a good contact tracing system. Although, I must admit na recently, dahil tinitingnan ko yung report, Sito, one by one. Tinitinan ko kailan na swab, kailan ang result na release, and then may comorbidity, etc. No? Sinasabi pa sa history ng ating contact tracing report, no? Whenever nakikita ko na ang test result was released 2 days, 3 days before our press briefing, I ask questions, bakit matagal, no? Dumadami lang talaga lately, kaya yung profiling kasi is a very thorough process. Nahihirapan sila Sito doon sa yung mga telephone numbers are iba na or ayaw sumagot. You know, isa pa rin inaano ko, pinapakiusapan ko ng ating mga kababayan to be truthful sa contact tracing. Dahil yung iba, tinatago nila kung saan sila galing, etc. No? Kaya nakiusap ako na sabihin lang, hindi naman para chismis yan, no? Tapos, at saka meron kaming yung QR code, we have put that in place para nakakatulong.
So do you have any idea, Mayor, saan mostly nanggagaling ang infection? Sorry, I'm down to my last 30 seconds.
One is yung from Metro Manila. Yan ang trend na naobserbahan namin. Mga 2 months after sa surge sa Metro Manila, kumakalat yan. Lahat tayo, hindi lang Cagayan. 2 is yung kumpiyansa dahil sa graduation, yung summer has set in, birthday parties, karaoke, yung mga ganun Sito, no? When we opened up the bars, medyo ganado yung tao. Ganado, no? Kaya binabantayan natin. Ang pinaka main cause talaga Sito is laxity ng behavior ng ating mga kababayan. Of course, wala tayong travel restrictions dito. We used to have yung lahat ng mga ROFs and LSIs, no? Darating sa airport, darating sa ating pantalan, dinadala natin sa ating CIU. Pero kunti naman, na-notice ko rin na ang mga travelers ngayon are more careful than before, no?
Okay.
Actually, ang kumpiyansa is when you are with people you're very familiar with, no? Nandiyan ang kumpiyansa dahil naging reckless tuloy.
I'll have to end it there, Mayor, but thank you very much for giving us a very clear picture of what's happening in Cagayan de Oro. And we're confident na kakayanin ninyo. You will be able to reduce all of those cases. And congratulations for having the forward vision to develop your own medical facilities there, not just for COVID, but for the future. Thank you very much, Mayor Moreno.
Salamat po, Sito. Salamat po. Thank you.
Okay, God bless you. Yan po si Oscar Moreno, Mayor of Cagayan de Oro City. And let us now go to our next guest. Sa pong dati ko nang nakakasama. Siya yung I first got to met her when we were both tapped to join the anti-tobacco coalition, yung laban sa sigarilyo, etc. Kasi ako po dating pugon. Dating dipugon ako, ang lakas magyosi, and I stopped in 1991. And thankfully, I was able to stop because kung hindi, baka iba na ang kinaratnan ko, baka I would not be sitting here in front of the camera. Although I now have chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Hindi po biro kasi laging nagbabara ang baga. So let's bring in my friend, a regular on agenda, one of the most dedicated physicians in the country on various fields. We have with us the Executive Director, Action on Smoking and Health, PH, and Vice President of the Philippine College of Physicians, Maricar Limpin. Good morning, Doktora.
Yes, good morning, Cito, and good morning sa ating mga televiewers.
Alam mo, mabuti na rin na naimbita ka ng Team Agenda kasi just the other day, nagngingit-ngit ako dito sa aking lugar kasi habang nagwawalis ako ng paligid, biglang nakakita ako ng pakete ng sigarilyo. And tinignan ko pa yung pakete kasi di ba ngayon may mga picture ng smoking, yung cancer sa lalamunan, mga kung ano-anong bukol. Eh sabi ko, tinamaan ng mga lintik ito, nakakatakot na yung litrato, hindi pa rin natatakot ang mga buwisit. What's your reaction, Doktora? Did we fail or was it not a good solution?
It's a good solution. In fact, kung titignan mo, Sito, no, doon sa may mga pag-aaral na ginawa dyan sa mga pakete, and kung ikaw ay naninigarilyo ng isang kaha, no, so parang noon, nung dating mo, ilalabas mo yung sigarilyo ng mahigit sa 7,000 times, no, in a year. So that is a good opportunity para pag meron kang mga litrato diyan na nagpapakita ng mga masasamang epekto ng paninigarilyo, then maiisip mo, number one, na kailangan ko na siguro tumigil dito kasi ito yung nangyayari sa akin, ano.
Yun pala yung strategy doon, Dr. Maricar. Kasi akala ko, nung pinagpaplanuhan natin yan at pinaglalaban natin yan, yung graphic imaging, akala ko I thought the idea with this graphic imaging was to forgive my French, to scare the shit out of the smoker. But apparently it is based on prolonged exposure, much like the cigarette, prolonged exposure to these images may one day make you realize, do I really want this to happen to me?
Yes, exactly. Yan yung pinaka-ano natin. And ang mga pag-aaral nagpapakita na talagang nakakatulong kasi yung chance na mag-quit talaga yung smoker ay mas tumataas, no? As long as palagi nila nakikita na yun pala yung magiging epekto. Kailangan kasi talagang mailagay natin sa isip ng mga smoker, no, kung yung pwedeng mangyari sa kanila, because hindi nila to naiisip, no, or hindi man lamang nila akalain na mangyayari yan sa kanila.
Okay, Dr. Maricar, ako magtatampo ko sa iyo.
Bakit?
Hindi ka man lang nagpapansit o nagpa-soft drinks. President-elect ka na pala, hindi ka na pala Vice President nitong College of Physicians. I was just told, this is fresh news by the Team Agenda. Kailan ka pa naging President ng College of Physicians?
Magiging presidente ako ngayong coming June 1st, no?
Ayun.
So right now, I'm still the Vice President. So ito yung transition period namin between Dr. Mario Panaligan and infectious disease expert, tapos ako naman.
Okay, incoming.
Na full-time naman.
Okay, we'll go for a quick break. We'll be right back and pagbalik natin, pag-usapan nga natin yan. We'll be right back here on Agenda. Okay, whoops. You're back here on Agenda, and with us is the incoming president of the College Physician, incoming president of the, ano na ba ito? Nahilo na ako, Philippine College of Physicians, Maricar Limpin. Okay, so we were talking about the graphic images, and mukhang meron kayong forum, bukas ba yun? Regarding
Yes, tomorrow.
the assessment of this law and the industry compliance. Sumusunod ba yung mga lahat ng cigarette manufacturers, and is it effective? Pass or fail?
Yes, so basically, no, dito sa compliance study na ginawa natin dito sa Pilipinas, this was conducted from January to August of 2020, no, yung pagkolekta ng mga pakete ng sigarilyo, nakita namin na napakababa ang compliance sa mga kumpanya ng tabako, no. So, noong 2016 may ginawa ang Johns Hopkins, no, na pag-aaral, at nakita nila medyo remember, Cito, noong 2016, bagong-bago pa lang kapapasa yung ating graphic health warning law, at doon nakita 77% compliance, no? Ito 2020, ang nakita natin bumagsak 45.6% lang. So, ibig sabihin, marami ang mga pakete ng sigarilyo ang hindi tama ang pagkakalagay ng health warning label na yan. Sigarilyo, problema natin, no? Marami sa kanila ang talagang mga 20% lang, no? So sa 20% lang ang compliance na rate nila sa ating health warning label requirements.
Okay, so what suggestions or plan of action is the Action for Smoking and Health planning to do?
Well, that is why we are presenting this, number one, to really give a notice to the tobacco companies na alam natin na mababa ang compliance nila, no? And there is no other entity na pwede nilang pasahan ng sisi. Sabihin nila, hindi kami may kasalanan yan. Kasi ang talagang magpapa-implement niyan ay walang iba kundi sila lang. No, wala na silang papasahan ng sisi dito, no? Hindi katulad ng mga smoke-free, pwedeng sabihin nila, wala kami dyan dahil yung smoker ang nagsisigarilyo, di ba? Yung mga ban of smoking in public place, this time, sila lang talaga ang pwede natin masisi. So, we would like to tell them, alam namin na medyo nadadaya nyo kami dito sa batas na ito, but so you better behave, no? And that is why we have also invited yung mga government agencies na siya namang may kinalaman dito sa pagpapatupad, no? Nangunguna na dito ang ang Department of Health, no, pati at ang Department of Finance, no, importante din ang Department of Finance, lalo na ang BIR, kasi sila talaga yung nagtitingin kung yung health warning sa pakete ay in place, no, and also of course yung DTI as the head of the Interagency Committee on Tobacco.
What about the issue of retail or retailing cigarettes? Kasi meron akong napanood na documentary na sa Amerika, ito actually was not about cigarettes but cigarette related. Binan nila yung public sale of cigarettes. Hindi ka pwedeng bumili sa vending machine, hindi ka na pwedeng bumili ng tingi. Kung bibili ka, bili ka sa supermarket o sa isang tindahan and you have to buy either by the pack or by the box
By the rim. Yes,
or by
right.
the rim. Ay, ano ang position ng mga anti-smoking advocates regarding that matter?
Oh, definitely, no. We will support the ban of selling sa vending machine o kaya sa mga online, no? Kasi sa online, hindi mo malalaman kung talagang yung bumibili ay talagang legal age, no? So, importante na talagang makikita natin at pwede natin ihingin yung mga ID nila para sa ganon, sigurado tayo na ang mga bibili lang yan ay yung mga edad na old enough para malaman nila na pag ito ay bilhin nila at pwedeng mangyari sa kanila yung mga epekto ng paninigarilyo na ito. So,
One of the things, Dr. Maricar, that has been constantly brought to my attention, yung nagbebenta sa kalsada. Because some people have said, COVID-19 na nga, dapat nga meron tayong quarantine, etc. Pero nagkalat itong mga nagbebenta. Now, I understand there is the social concern of livelihood, etc. But this is livelihood selling something unhealthy and being in a very public, nakakabagal pa ng traffic. But no one seems to have paid attention to this, Dr. Limpin.
yes, actually, we have been trying to push for law na magbaban ng retail selling. Ano? Yan yung mga benta-benta talaga ng mga takatakboys o kaya doon sa mga along the streets. No? So, importante na maalis natin ito dahil unang-una, kahit na itinaas natin ang presyo ng sigarilyo, pero kung pwede silang bumili tingi-tingi isa-isa, then it still makes cigarette more affordable, no? So sana maalis natin ito kasi it basically defeats the main objective of increasing the tax on tobacco, no? So sana pati ito mapagbawa natin.
Okay, now, whatever happened to the issue of vapes? Kasi, ako, baka may mumura sa akin. Nagtatanong lang po ako dahil trabaho ko magtanong, wag niyo akong murahin. Pero, vapes, kasi parang for a while before COVID, napakainit. Talagang pinutakte yung mga vapes na yan. And now, parang, well, to be fair, I've not seen people using vapes as often as I used to, but iba naman kasi din sa Lipa, sa Metro Manila, akala mo may nasusunog na sasakyan pag may nagbe-vape. Issue pa rin ba yung vapes na yan o na-regulate na rin?
It's still an issue, no? Number one, I have to admit, no, napakalakas ng kalaban namin yung mga kasi ngayon doble na, no? May vaping industry and the tobacco industry. And ang mahirap dito, hindi na natin pwedeng paghiwalayin yung dalawa. Bakit, Cito? Kasi yung may-ari ng kumpanya ng sigarilyo, sila din ang may-ari ng mga vape products na ito. So, ang nakikita natin, ano, lalong-lalo na doon sa lower house, no, may pinasa sila sa second reading, Cito, na kung saan we view this as a medical or a health advocate, ano, we view this bill na pinapasa ngayon sa lower house as being regressive. Bakit regressive? Biruin mo, Sito, nung yung Republic Act 11467, na itaas na natin ang edad, no? Bago mo mabili ang mga electronic cigarettes na ito, no? From 18 to 21. Ngayon, ang ginawa ng lower house, binabalik nila sa 18. And they do not even have any good reason for that. Sinasabi namin, bakit ninyo ibabalik when we have actually shown, science have shown, na ang age of maturation ng brain center natin happens at a later time, at 25 years old. In fact, dapat nga mas taasan pa ang edad bago makapag-purchase ng electronic cigarettes. Do you know what their reasoning is kung bakit binabalik lang nila sa 18? Sito, the reason only being that kasi daw, bakit daw ang sigarilyo 18? Sabi ko nga, bakit hindi natin itaas din, no? Ang edad na pagbili ng sigarilyo, itaas din natin sa 21. Pati na rin ang alcohol, itaas din natin sa 21. You know, it makes a lot of sense na itaas natin ang edad bago makabili ang isang tao, dahil ito ay magbibigay ng pagkakataon na medyo mag-mature muna ang isip ng tao para kung sakaling mag-umpisa siya ng paninigarilyo, at least alam niya kung ano ang pinapasukan niya. Hindi yung mga bata na we just allow them to just smoke or vape.
Gaya.
Yes, right.
Well, I know that I've seen documentaries that in some states in America, they're now rethinking yung age for a learner's permit o driver's license, kasi na-discover din nila na yung 16 and up to 18 highly distracted, hindi maganda yung focus ng bata, so they are more prone to distraction and accident. So dito ba sa Pilipinas, gumawa na kayo ng pag-aaral kung sino sa ating mga magagaling na congressman at mga senador ang mga pugon katulad ko dati. Dati akong pugon, nagsisi na, nagbagong buhay na para humaba ang buhay. Pero I think that makes a big difference. If there are many smokers in Congress, then you can expect where the legislation will lean to.
Alam naman namin kung sino sa mga congressman natin ang nagsisigarilyo at kung sino ang hindi. Pero meron din naman kaming nakita na naninigarilyo pero has been very supportive, no, sa mga tobacco control measures natin. Halimbawa ko na lang, good example ay si Congressman Salcedo, no, nung nagbupush kami for higher sin taxes, no, isa siya doon sa mga talagang very supportive, no. And we know that Rep Salcedo actually smoked before, nakahinto, and then medyo nung bumalik siya sa Kongreso ay medyo bumalik na naman din yung paninigarilyo niya, no. So but he has been very supportive, no. I don't think na yung paninigarilyo ng isang tao will be a hindrance, no, para i-push o sila yung mag-champion ng mga anti-tobacco na bills, no. But ang malaking hadlang talaga sa pagpapasa ng mga batas na maaalis natin ang sigarilyo, ang e-cigarette, at even itong mga alcohol, Sito. Aminin na natin, it's really the lobby money ng mga industriya.
Okay. Well, I'll have to leave it at that, Dr. Limpin, and I wish you all the best. We support your campaign against smoking, and siguro pwede nyo na ring isama yung talagang kinalulungkot ko at kinasasama ng loob ko, yung mga kakilala ko na nagyoyosi na meron silang mga infant sa bahay nila o mga bata na hindi nila na-realize yung tama ng second-hand smoking sa mga sanggol. Anyway, Thank you very much for your time, Dr. Limpin, and congratulations on your new title. I don't know if it's congratulations on your new burdens.
Yeah.
Thank you
Palagay ko
very
mas
much.
malaking responsibilidad. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's Dr. Maricar Limpin, incoming president of the Philippine College of Physicians. Hindi ko na nga natanong tungkol dun sa PCP. Well, maybe some other day we can talk about what the PCP is all about. In the meantime, let's go to our netizen report for this day.
The 2022 presidential elections is fast approaching. That's why we ask you, who do you think should shoot for the presidency? Paul Matthew Marcelo Guevara can't think of a name because according to him, it's not a question of who, but who can. He adds, it must be someone who can lead the country to become part of Group of Seven, or G7, the intergovernmental group consisting of the world's most powerful countries. Oyrams Noran has an unorthodox approach. Oyrams said, quote, baka pwede pagsabayin na lang lahat para isang bagsakan na lang at magkaalaman na. We also discussed the controversial topic of not announcing vaccine brands prior to the day of inoculation. We ask you if you are in favor of this or not. Jerry de Guzman declares that it's our sacred right to know the brand of vaccines. Marcos H.P. Gutierrez believes that the order of LGUs will prevail anyway. Quote, LGU pa rin naman masusunod dyan. Sila ang implementer on the ground. Lastly, Miguelito Chua defends an individual's right to know and refuse at the vaccination site. But he also understands the no prior announcement policy. Quote, don't announce publicly to avoid overcrowding na maging possible source ng transmission pa.
Okay, that's our netizen report for the day, and we thank you for taking part in those hindi naman survey yun, Baka question lang naman yun. Anyway, thank you for joining us today, and please continue to be prayerful, grateful, and in all things, rejoice and give thanks. Have a great day. I'm Cito Beltran, and that's Agenda Today.